Determining site of Ukrainian cargo carrier crash. Anti-hopping bill beneficial for voters. Teenage pregnancy decreases in Sarawak. Those are the headlines for tonight. I'm Lorenzo Isaac and this is TVS Nightline. Experts were poised to search the site of an airplane crash in northern Greece early Sunday to determine what kind of cargo it carried. The AN-12 cargo plane, which took off from the city of Nice, Serbia on Saturday and was headed to Amman, Jordan, crashed shortly before 11 p.m. local time, about 40 kilometers, 25 miles west of Kavala International Airport.
The plane, identified as an Antonov AN-12 plane heading towards Jordan from Serbia, is believed to be owned by an Ukrainian company. Prior to the crash, the pilot had requested for an emergency landing following an engine failure. He was directed to the Kavala airport by the air traffic controllers but never made it there. Drone footages have shown the extent of the damages caused by the crash. The police have cordoned off the area of the incident to enable investigation be made by the Special Disaster Response Unit, and its cargo is being treated as dangerous materials. Firefighters who arrived at the scene were prevented from reaching the crash site due to the smoke and an intense smell. Meanwhile, nearby residents were told to not leave their homes or open the windows, and they even had to wear masks in their own homes. A team of explosive experts are expected to arrive at the scene to conduct investigation, augmented by the Greece Atomic Energy Commission.
There will be no more political fortune for party hoppers after the anti-party hopping bill is passed in Parliament soon, says political pundit Datuk Peter Minos. He stressed that it is only wise that laws to ban party hopping are coming up and help to bring some stability back to Malaysian politics when Malaysians detest political squabbles caused by party hopping.
In a statement, Minos condemned party hoppers for confusing their voters and creating political havoc. He thus commended Minister in the Prime Minister's Office, Parliament and Law, Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar, for his effort to table the bill. The much-anticipated bill will be tabled in Parliament tomorrow.
The Sarawak government has set a key performance index (KPI) to reduce the number of teenage pregnancy cases by 10% each year. According to the Minister in the Premier's Department, Datuk John Sikitayai, this is an effort to address the issue of teenage pregnancy. He revealed that based on statistics issued from the State Health Department, the number of pregnant teenagers has been declining since 2014. From 3,401 cases to 1,623 cases in 2021.
He added that the downward trend encouraged in the Sarawak government through the Sarawak Social Development Council and its strategic partners in the One-Stop Teenage Pregnancy Committee, OSTPC, to continue operating the CAPS program in secondary schools throughout Sarawak. Siki, who is also Kakus Assemblyman, added that overall 2021 recorded a decrease in the number of teenage pregnancy cases by 22.7% compared to 2020.
Jadi mulai tahun 2022 ini, MPS turut merancang untuk melaksanakan 24 siri program KFPS di sekolah-sekolah rendah kebangsaan di seluruh Sarawak. Jadi bagi bahagian kita, iaitu bahagian Bengkulu, sebanyak 4 program KFPS seperti ini dirancang untuk dilaksanakan pada tahun ini, iaitu 2 siri program KFPS sekolah menengah di SMK Tatau, di daerah Tatau yang sedang kita laksanakan pada hari ini, dan SMK Bengkulu, daerah Bengkulu, dan 2 siri program KFPS sekolah rendah di SSK Sebau dan SSK Labang di daerah Sebau.
According to him, this year there are plans to implement a total of 26 series of CAPS programs in national secondary schools.
Sebaliknya, kajian menunjukkan bahawa pendidikan tentang pencegahan kehamilan lebih berkesan untuk mengurangkan kehamilan di luar nikah berbanding abstinence only education yang digemari oleh komuniti dan pendidik kita.
He explained that among the divisions that show a decrease were Limbang by 49.3%, Semarahan 45.3%, Sri Aman 35.9%, Kapit 35.7%, Betong 29.5%, Bintulu 28.6%, Serian 28.3%, Cebu 19.4%, Sarike 19%, Kuching 14.1%, and Miri 12%.
Rural Development Deputy Minister 2, Datuk Hasbi Habibullah, announced that nearly 3,000 offer letters were given to eligible students to further their studies. He said this while attending the Mara Education Institution Carnival 2022 at Plaza Merdeka in Kuching. At the same time, he called on students in Sarawak to seize the opportunity to further their studies through the offers given.
The carnival is in the last week of the IPMA promotional tour series and was held at 3 locations simultaneously, namely in Kuching, Johor and Kedah. It also gives exposure to students who had passed their SPM, STPM and Sijil Tinggi Agama Malaysia STAM examinations on opportunities to further their studies. 24 exhibitors were involved in the carnival, which also witnessed the presentation of certificates to Mara Junior Science College MRSM students for their excellence results in the 2021 SPM examinations. He added that the construction of the Mara Junior Science College in Bintulu, which was sponsored by Petronas, was 90% complete. This will be the 4th MRSM in Sarawak, while another one will be built in Lawas, which is in the procurement process.
Cebu Municipal Council SMC is keeping a close eye on contractors who are not up to mark. Its chairman, Clarence Ting, said they would be hauled up and given a warning if they cannot fulfill their duty.
Clarence Ting added that the council has been getting feedback on the grass-cutting service, saying that the services are not up to par with the public's expectations. Previously, the council cancelled one contractor in one area after 2 weeks because they could not deliver. Ting was asked for his response to a statement made by the Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government, Datuk Seri Dr. Sim Kui Hian, on Saturday that bad contractors risk being blacklisted by the government and possibly barred from receiving contracts.
A motorcyclist died from injuries sustained in an accident at Jalan Tun Ahmad Zaidi on Saturday morning. The victim, identified as Daniel Swart, 28 years old, was believed to be the victim of a hit and run which occurred at around 10 a.m.
At the scene, the motorcycle was seen to be dented on its left side while Daniel's helmet was broken. He was believed to have suffered from head injuries and a fractured leg and was pronounced dead at the scene by paramedics. The body was then sent to Cebu Hospital for post-mortem. The case is being investigated under Section 41 (1) of the Road Transport Act 1987.
The Sarawak Timber Industry Development Corporation STIDC received high engagement in trade inquiries during the ASEAN-Italy Economic Relations High-Level Dialogue in Kuala Lumpur. According to its General Manager, Datuk Hashim Bojet, delegates were keen to explore the tradings of both wood-based and non-wood-based industries in Sarawak. In a statement, Hashim disclosed that STIDC's participation during the dialogue is a strategic move by the state government to cement and implement Sarawak's forestry and timber industry master plan 2020 to 2030. It is also in line with Sarawak's post-COVID-19 development strategy PCDS 2030. The master plan and PCDS 2030, added Hashim, aims to ensure Sarawak's economic resilience and generate 8 billion ringgit in export earnings from the wood-based sector by 2030. Italy and ASEAN member countries benefited from a partnership formalized in 2020 when Italy has conferred the status of ASEAN development partner. He revealed that Italy is Malaysia's third largest global trading partner in the European Union, where 75 manufacturing projects worth $363.8 million with Italian participation were implemented across Malaysia by providing 4,320 job opportunities for Malaysians. Coming up right after the break, Scotland-based Sarawakian doctor wears orang ulu headgear for PhD graduation. 7 malaria infection deaths recorded in 2022. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Another man has been arrested for a similar offence committed by a woman who berated Islam for a supposed comedic skit just a few days ago. The man did not just insult Islam, but challenged non-governmental organisation NGOs to face him directly in an attempt to justify his unfavourable statements. Serdang Police Chief ACP AA Anbalagan said the suspect was apprehended at a house in Bukit Kuchai, Puchong on Sunday, July 17 at about 12:30 p.m. The case will be investigated by Bukit Aman's Criminal Investigation Department's Classified Criminal Investigation Unit USTJ under Section 298A of the Penal Code and Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. Prior to his arrest, his viral video prompted several individuals to physically assault him, causing him to bleed on his face. He then posted an apology video for berating Islam, which then led to him being arrested on grounds of instilling religious hate and animosity. At the same time, Anbalagan advises members of the public to not make impulsive decisions and should leave matters that violate the law to the relevant authorities. The Health Ministry has confirmed 7 deaths involving malaria infection from January 2nd to July 9 this year. Deputy Health Minister Datuk Dr. Nur Asmi Ghazali said of the total, 6 cases were zoonotic malaria infections, while 1 case involved local human malaria infection. He added that a total of 1,447 cases of malaria were recorded in the same period, involving 1,311 cases of zoonotic malaria and 136 of locally infected human malaria.
Sebab kalau kita dapat lihat, saya sebut tadi, sehingga minggu epik ke-27, hanya ada 7 kematian. Saya sebut tadi, satu di Johor, di Pahang, Sabah dan Sarawak. Di Terengganu ada 2 kes sebenarnya.
Okey, manusia tempatan
Tempat lain tak ada. Jangkitan manusia tempatan kosong. Kosong, terkawal. Kita tidak perlu bimbang, tapi kita juga tidak boleh leka. Sebab tu tujuan kita buat hari ini, antara tujuan utama ialah untuk menyedarkan rakyat bahawa malaria masih wujud di negara kita dan kebanyakan adalah dari kumpulan zoonotik daripada rumah haiwan.
Dr. Nur Azmi said this after officiating the National Level World Malaria Day 2022 at the Sultan Azlan Shah Roundabout, Ipoh, on Sunday. In a related development, Dr. Nur Azmi said the ministry recommended that industry players in the plantation, mining and construction sectors conduct health checks, including malaria screening, on their foreign workers. He added that this is because they were among those who were vulnerable and at risk of contracting malaria based on research and studies. Sarawakian consultant ophthalmologist and vitreoretinal surgeon Dr. Kalina Bulan Michael has been based in Scotland for 19 years. Yet, it's clear that she is very proud of her Orang Ulu roots. The Limbang-born doctor wore the traditional Orang Ulu Tapong Se headpiece and Tebilang Bute bearded chefs over a Ted Baker dress during her PhD graduation ceremony at the University of Glasgow, Scotland, made national headlines 2 weeks ago. Here's her inspiring story of sharing her roots. The 39-year-old specialist said that the headpiece was custom-made to represent the Kenyah and Lun Bawang tribes to reflect Dr. Kalina's mixed heritage. Dr. Kalina also wore the Tapong Laka Anyam, a handmade rattan band worn by the Kenyah Kayan tribe, for her convocation at the University of Dundee in 2008 when she graduated with her medical degree.
I've always worn something relating to our Orang Ulu culture. Can I show you? So, for example, for my undergraduate degree from the University of Dundee in medicine, I wore this, which is called patau. It's from my mother's Lumbawang tribe, so I wore that. And then for my second graduation in London in 2018, I wore this. So I've always worn something, but I thought this year, because I thought this might be my final graduation, so I thought, well, I'll just wear something bigger, more majestic, because when else can you do this, you know?
At the same time, Dr. Kalina's parents, her husband, Donald M. Sampley, 50, and son Dylan, 3, also wore Orang Ulu accessories for the special occasion. She believes it is important for Malaysians to showcase their culture and heritage to the world.
They saw the photographs that I posted on social media, and they were so interested because of how colorful it is and how amazingly it fitted with my outfit, and the fact that my parents were there with me as well, so we looked like we were one unit. The photographer who was taking our photographs was also very interested, and she even had some of her own photos with what I was wearing. So that was them.
Meanwhile, Dr. Kalina also had the opportunity to share her research on the study of long-term visual function and plasma biomarkers in patients with epilepsy receiving vigabatrin.
There's a medication called vigabatrin, which is used as an anti-epileptic medication in this part of the world. One of the toxic effects is it can cause a reduction in the visual fields, but we don't know why. No one in the world really knows why. So part of what my journey as PhD student was actually to recruit patients, to test them, to look at the result, and to stipulate why we see some of the results.
As a doctor, she said there is no better reward than seeing her patients get better. She also calls upon Sarawakians, especially the Orang Ulu and Dayak community, to keep pursuing their dreams that gives hope, happiness, and a glimpse of a better life. She said this in an exclusive interview with TVS. Now on to some global affairs. In the efforts to put out the wildfires in Malaga, Spain, various helicopters and planes were called in onto the province, where a wildfire broke out on Friday and spread dangerously close to nearby towns. Along the Sierra de Mijas mountains and nearby towns such as Alhorin El Grande, huge plumes of smoke billowed from the area and can be seen by the locals. While they were observing the helicopters loading water, the locals were still living in fear and anguish as they did not know the direction of the wildfire.
Sí, yo tengo mi vivienda justo enfrente del fuego, gracias a Dios todavía no nos han desalojado, no ha llegado porque el viento se lo está llevando hacia el pueblo, entonces no nos coge donde nosotros vivimos, pero claro, lo vivimos con miedo y angustia porque tenemos miedo a que el viento revoque y venga hasta donde nosotros vivimos, tenemos animales, nuestra vivienda, nuestra vida entera allí, entonces con miedo y angustia.
Nearly 3,000 people have been evacuated by the authorities as a safety measure from towns like Alhorin de la Torre and Alhorin El Grande.
Pues sí, esta urbanización La Paca la están desalojando, el Chorro que se llama, que también son viviendas de rural y eso, también dice que lo están desalojando, la urbanización Buenavista la han desalojado, el campo de golf también la han desalojado, que hay mucho desalojo ya.
Elsewhere in Spain, multiple fires are also scorching thousands of acres of land and forcing people to evacuate their homes. As the term of President Ramnath Kovind is ending, India is set to elect its new president, the highest constitutional post in the country, on Monday. Unlike India's Prime Minister, the president is indirectly elected by an electoral college consisting of both houses of parliament, 28 provincial assemblies, and centrally administered territories with legislatures. A total of 4,896 elected members of parliament and state legislature with a total of 1.086 million will vote for the next president. The candidates will need to secure of 543,216 votes or more in order to be the president. The candidates for the presidency are Draupadi Murmu, the candidate for the National Democratic Alliance, which includes the Hindu nationalist Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, and senior politician Yashwant Sinha of the same party, who headed finance and foreign ministries in the past. With numbers on their side, the ruling party candidate will have a smooth sailing as it has mustered the support of a few opposition parties, as experts and political commentators believe that will happen. Join famous frontman and principal songwriter of the rock band Hujan, Nur Saleh, on Sejahtera Asia tomorrow with hosts Wan Alif and Juzaklan, 7:45 AM on TVS Astro Channel 122 and My Freeview. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading onto our official website at TVSTVMY or follow us on our social media platforms. That's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching.